What do you do when you're a musher and your state is hit with a thermal bomb? Well, in today's episode, we find out. Hello, welcome to another episode of Mushachusetts. I'm your host, Bob Tremblay, and today is going to be a very different episode. The dogs and I just got back from what I think was probably some of the most dangerous conditions that we've run, certainly this season. So here in Massachusetts, it's January 14th, and if you take a look at the mud in our dog pen here, and do you see any snow anywhere? Our state was hit with a thermal bomb that just destroyed our snowpack. Literally just 5 days ago, I was out sledding with the dogs. We were crossing lakes. We were crossing frozen lakes. We were on, in deep woods. We were on snowmobile trails. We had a little bit of everything. Literally just 5 days ago. And then this past weekend, we were hit with just soaring, freakish temperatures that went up into the mid-60s, and it just devastated our snowpack. Not only did it devastate our snowpack, but it melted down into the ground, and our frozen topsoil basically turned into mush and slush. I could hardly imagine worse conditions for dog sledding than we have right now. But anyway, I felt bad because the dogs had not had proper exercise in about 2 days, and so, I thought about it, and I sadly put the bike rack onto the car, and I loaded up the bicycle and harnessed the dogs, and we went out to Lake Denison, and I was kind of figuring, well, we'll run on the paved roads, figuring that it wouldn't be muddy and that the paved roads, the ice would have melted off. And sure enough, I was right, but only partially right. We probably had about 40% coverage on the trails, so the other 60% was open, so there was nowhere near enough ice or snow for me to run a sled, and there was just enough open pavement for me to use the bike. And I was out there, and the dogs were pulling, and they were doing fine, but when we were on the ice, I'd have to have one foot on a pedal, another foot on the ground. I couldn't wear spikes because I'm pedaling on the bike. I'm just sliding on the ice. Fortunately, the dogs were really careful, and they pulled me nice and straight, so I didn't have to take any sharp turns. But it was bad. I mean, it really, really was bad. We ran probably 6 miles, and the dogs had fun. I give them a lot of credit. They were very careful when they needed to be careful. They didn't take any surprise turns on me. I think they knew that it was difficult for me on the bike. But, I mean, really, it was white knuckle. What can I say? It's frustrating. I think that as we see our seasons continue to change, as mushers, we're going to have to figure out ways to kind of adapt. But these in-between times where there's not enough snow for a sled and there's not enough open ground and dry ground for wheels really makes it difficult. So fortunately, the forecast calls for colder temperatures. We even have some snow in the forecast, so hopefully we're going to see a return to some kind of normalcy. But for now, I guess we'll just wait for that. So anyway, hopefully in our next episode of Mushachusetts, we'll be back to some more traditional mushing and dog sledding. I'm sitting here right now, and I can see bluebirds. Literally, I see 4 bluebirds right now perching on the dog run. Here it is mid-January. It looks more like mid-April. So frustrating times these. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Mushachusetts. And until then, I look forward to seeing you on the trail.